Hello, good morning students. How are you? Are you fine? You remember me? Okay, I'm your GS teacher. My name is Tara K. Joseph. Previous class, you learned chapter 4, parts of a plant and their functions. What you studied in previous class? Parts of plant. Look, there are many types of plants. They differ in size, shapes, etc. Some plants are small, some plants are big. Then you studied what is photosynthesis, the process by which green plants make their own food with the help of air, water and sunlight is known as photosynthesis. This is an important question. Okay, you studied that, okay? Then you studied different parts of plants. That is, plant has two main parts, root system and shoot system. We know that root system is the part under the soil. The root system is the part under the soil. What is shoot system? What is shoot system? It is the part above the soil. All the things you studied in previous class. Then you studied root system. We know that root system is grow below the soil and it has mainly of two types, that is taproot and fibrous root. This is the picture of taproot and this is the picture of fibrous root. Then you studied what is the difference between taproot and fibrous root. Then shoot system, it contains stem, leaves, buds, fruits, flowers and seeds. Then you studied about the stem. Stem is the main part of a plant. Stem is the main part of a plant. The stem is the main part of a plant. It bears branches, leaves, flowers and buds. Look this picture. Then types of stem. Trees have thick and hard stem. Thick and hard stem. The thick stem of a tree is called trunk. The thick stem of a tree is called trunk. Example, banyan tree, neem tree, etc. are the examples of big trees. Then different types of plants are there. Shrubs, they have thick stem but thick and soft green stems. Example, a rose plant, tulsi plant, etc. are examples of shrubs. Then herbs have thin, soft and green stems. Thin, soft and green stems. Example, mint, grass, etc. are examples of herbs. You studied these things. Then you studied what climbers, creepers, etc. Climbers, examples for climber is money plant, pepper plant, etc. are the examples of climbers. Then give me the examples of creepers. Anybody know? Yes, pumpkin plant, watermelon, etc. are examples of creepers. Climbers and creepers have very thin stems and cannot stand straight. Climbers have need support to stand straight. Look, in some plants, extra food is stored in the stem. Example, potato, sugarcane, etc. are example of the plants that store food. Then, uses of stem you already studied. Then, today, we are going to learn the continuation of this chapter. First, we are going to study is the leaf. Today's portion is about leaf. First portion is leaf. Look, this is a leaf. This is a simple leaf. Look this picture. There are many parts are shown here. Many parts are shown here. That is, here look, structure of a leaf. The leaf consists of three main parts. Three main parts. That is, first one is leaf blade. First one is leaf blade. Second part is a main vein. Second one is main vein. Third one is side vein. Leaf blade, or another name for leaf blade is lamina. Lamina. Leaf blade or lamina. Second one, main vein. This is the part. This is the lamina. This is a broad part and this is lamina or leaf blade. Second one is main vein. Main vein and side vein. This is the main vein. We can see a long tube-like structure at the center of a leaf. This is called main vein or midrib. What? Main vein or midrib. Main vein or midrib. Okay. Then we can see small veins are there. It is called side vein or veins. Side vein. This is the broad part. This is the lamina. Main vein. You can see at the center, that is main vein or midrib, and we can see the side veins are also there. Then this part is known as petiole or leaf stalk. Petiole. Petiole. Petiole or leaf stalk. Then listen. What are the main parts of a leaf? Leaf blade or lamina, main vein or midrib, and side veins. Understood? Look. Lamina, veins, and midrib or main vein or lamina or leaf blade. Then listen, what is a leaf blade or lamina? The broad portion of the leaf. The broad portion of the leaf is called leaf blade or lamina. Once more, the flat, broad portion of the leaf is called leaf blade or lamina. This is the that portion. Then, what is main vein? The leaf blade has thin line. This portion, this one, thin line along its center. Along its center is called midrib or main vein. We studied that. What is main vein? The leaf blade has a thin line along its center is called midrib or main vein. Understood, children? Okay. Then third one, the midrib has many branches of smaller veins called side veins. Which are the side veins? These are we can see, this is the main center we can see the midrib. Then we can see small, that is, we can, this is the leaf blade. Then this is the midrib, and this is the what is this? This is the veins, main veins. Okay. Then we can see this part is petio. This part is petio. Okay. Then we already studied that leaf has tiny holes at the lower side, and it is known as stomata. It is known as stomata. In first class we studied about stomata. What is the use of stomata in plants? It is the breathing organ of plants. It is the breathing organ of plants. Plants breathe through tiny holes present the lower side of the leaf. It is known as stomata. Understood? Leaf has many tiny holes called stomata. The plants breathe through the stomata. Plants breathe through the stomata. Understood? What is stomata? Leaf has many tiny holes called stomata, and plants breathe through stomata. It's important. Okay? Breathing organ of plants is called, what's the name of that? Stomata. S-T-O-M-A-T-A. Stomata. Then we know that there are so many uses of leaves. Some of the leaves we are used as food, isn't it? Leaves prepare their own food using water, carbon dioxide, sunlight, and chlorophyll. Plants prepare their food with the help of water, carbon dioxide, sunlight, and chlorophyll. This process is called photosynthesis. What is photosynthesis? Leaves prepare their own food by using water, carbon dioxide, sunlight, and chlorophyll. This process is called photosynthesis. Then I think chlorophyll is a new term for you. What is chlorophyll? What is chlorophyll? It's a green substance or green pigment. That is a green pigment found in the leaves of green plants. With the help of these, plants or leaves prepare their food. We know that plants prepare their own food. That process is known as photosynthesis. What is the next use? Leaves give out oxygen during photosynthesis. During the process of photosynthesis, leaves give out oxygen and they take in carbon dioxide. But other living things like us, human beings, animals, etc., use oxygen for breathing. We give out carbon dioxide and take in oxygen for breathing. But leaves give out oxygen during photosynthesis. This is used by all living things for breathing. Listen. Plants or leaves take in carbon dioxide and give out oxygen. This oxygen is used by other living things for breathing. Understood? Then leaves give out oxygen during photosynthesis. This is used by all living things to breathe. Then in some plants, extra food is stored in leaves. Some extra food they use, and some extra food is stored as food, stored in the leaves. And example for that, cabbage and spinach is example for the extra food that is stored in the leaves. So also important, name 2 leaves that store extra food in leaves: cabbage and spinach. Okay. Some leaves are used as medicine or medicinal plants. Some of the leaves are used as medicinal plants. Example, neem, tulsi. Neem, aloe vera, etc. are an example of the medicinal plants. Name some medicinal plants. Neem, tulsi, etc. are examples of medicinal plants. Understood, children? Clear? Okay, once more. What are the uses of leaves? Leaves prepare their own food by using water, carbon dioxide, sunlight and chlorophyll. This process is known as photosynthesis. This process is known as photosynthesis. What is chlorophyll? A green substance or green pigment found in the leaves are called chlorophyll. That is found in the green plants. What the next use is? Leaves give out oxygen during photosynthesis, and this is used by all living things to breathe. I told you that we, human beings, animals, birds, etc. we are all using oxygen for breathing. From where we get this oxygen? Leaves give out oxygen during photosynthesis. We are used that. Then in some plants, extra food is stored in the leaves. Example, cabbage, spinach, etc. are examples of some of the plants stored extra food in the leaves. Okay. Then some leaves are used as medicine or a medicine. Some plants are medicinal value. Example, neem and tulsi. Okay, clear? Then we move to next one. Now, this is one interesting thing. Victoria regia. It's the world's largest leaf. Its name is Victoria regia. Victoria, Victoria, V-I-C-T-O-R-I, Victoria regia. This is the world's largest leaf. Look, it can carry a baby weighing about 5 kilos, 5 kilograms. That much. It has that's a big leaf. What's the name of that? Victoria regia. Victoria regia. Then next we move to flowers. Flower. We know that flowers are the most attractive part of the plant. Flowers are most attractive part of a plant. They are of different size, shapes and colors. Shapes, different types, shapes and colors. It is the flowers are most attractive part of a plant. Most attractive part of a plant. They are of different shapes, size and colors. Look, hibiscus, sunflower, etc. So, look, it's very beautiful. Look, some flowers are small. You can see some flowers are small in size. Small in size. Example, duckweed. It's a small flower, and example for a small flower is duckweed. Look, some flowers are big in size. Big in size. Example, Rafflesia. Rafflesia is a big flower. Lotus is also big. Example for big flower, Rafflesia and lotus. Example for small flower is duckweed. Understood? Flowers are most attractive part of a plant. Look, most flowers are brightly colored. Here hibiscus is given. So brightly colored. Why it is brightly colored? Because to attract insects and birds. To attract insects and birds for pollination. Some flowers are blooming at night. Example, queen of the night. Queen of the night. Do you see this flower? This is in Malayalam, it is known as Nishagandhi. Okay. Most flowers are brightly colored. Some flowers are blooming at night. Example, queen of the night. These are all examples. Then, most flowers have sweet scent to attract insects. To attract insects. Some have sweet smell or a sweet scent. Example is jasmine. Look. How's it? Looks beautiful, no? Then, what are the uses of flowers? What are the uses of flowers? Most flowers change into fruit. Most flowers change into fruits. Fruits have seeds inside them. Most fruits have seeds inside them. New plants grow from the seeds. Once more, most flowers change into fruits. Most fruits have seeds inside them. New plants grow from seeds. New plants grow from seeds. Then I told you that some flowers have most attractive colors. Flowers attract insects and birds. Insects and birds help in transferring pollen grain from one flower to another, and this process is known as pollination. Transfer of pollen grains from one flower to another is known as pollination. Pollination. What is pollination? Transferring of pollen grains from one flower to another is known as pollination. Pollination helps in the formation of fruits from flowers. Pollination helps in the formation of fruit from flowers. Once more listen. What are the uses of flowers? Most flowers change into fruits. Most flowers change into fruits. Most fruits have seeds inside them. New plants grow from seeds. I told you most flowers have attractive colors to attract brightly colored. Why? Because to attract birds and insects. That is help in pollination. Insects and birds are help in the process of pollination. What is pollination? Transfer of pollen grains from one flower to another. One flower. Pollination is the transferring of pollen grains from one flower to another is known as pollination. Pollination helps in the formation of fruits from flowers. Understood? It's clear? Look, this butterfly is sitting in the flower. Then, next is about fruits and seeds. Fruits and seeds. Most fruits have seeds inside them. Most fruits have seeds inside them. Fruits also differ in color, shape and size. Color, shape and size. Most fruits have seeds inside them. They also differ in color, size and shape. Fruits that can be eaten. Some of the fruits can be eaten. They are known as edible fruit. What are edible fruits? What are edible fruits? Fruits that can be eaten are known as edible fruits. Example, mango, banana, etc. are examples of fruits that can be eaten or edible fruit. What are the edible fruits? Fruits that can be eaten are known as edible fruit. Mango, banana, apple, etc. are edible fruit. Some of the fruits that cannot be eaten are called non-edible fruit. Non-edible fruit. Example, datura, foxglove, etc. are example for non-edible fruit. What are non-edible fruit? Fruits that cannot be eaten are called non-edible fruit. What's the difference between edible and non-edible fruits? Fruits that can be eaten are called edible fruits and fruits that cannot be eaten are called non-edible fruit. Understood? Most fruits have seeds inside them and they also differ in color, shape and size. There are edible and non-edible fruits. Look, there are different fruits based on the number of seeds. Number of seeds, fruits can be of different types. That is, some fruits have only one seed inside it. And mango, almond, cherry, etc. have only one seed inside it. Some fruits have only one seeded fruit. Examples are mango, almond, cherry, etc. These fruits are examples of the which contain only one seed. I want one seeded fruit. Some fruits have many seeds. Example, you know that papaya, watermelon, etc. are examples of many seeded fruits. Okay. Some fruits have many seeds. Example, papaya, watermelon are examples of many seeded fruit. Uses of fruits and seeds. What are the uses of fruits and seeds? The extra food is prepared by the leaves is stored in the fruit. The extra food prepared by we know that leaves are prepared the food. Then extra food is stored in the fruit. Most fruits have seeds inside them. Most new plants grow from the seeds when they get favorable conditions like temperature, water, etc. Okay, what are the uses? The extra food is prepared by the leaves is stored in the fruit. Then next point is most fruits have seeds inside them. Most new plants grow from seed under favorable conditions. Then this is assignment for you. Name the following. The world's largest leaf. World's largest leaf. What's the answer? Victoria regia. Victoria regia. A green substance found in the leaves of green plants. What's the answer? Anybody know? Yes, chlorophyll. The breathing organ of plants. Yes, stomata. Two examples of plants that store extra food in the leaf. Yes. Give the answer. Cabbage and spinach. Next, fill in the blanks. The thick stem of a tree is called its trunk. The leaves give out dash during photosynthesis. Leaves give out oxygen. Then plants prepare food by the process called photosynthesis. The dash bears branches, leaves, flowers and fruits. The dash, stem or root? Yes, stem. Most flowers changes into fruit. This is assignment questions. You take these questions and write in your notebook. Then this activity for you, draw the structure of a leaf and label the part. Draw the structure of a leaf and label the part. You draw it in your notebook, and this is important question. This is sometimes asked for exam also. So you draw. Previous class teacher gave the assignment that taproot and fibrous root. These three diagrams are important. Taproot, fibrous root, leaf. You study, you draw it well and study and label the parts. Okay? Have you clear? Understood? Thank you.